Thank you to the team behind organizing this amazing symposium and for having me here today. My name is Carolyn Poirier. I am a part-time philanthropist, full-time caregiver, and hopefully young enough to still be a part of this forum. Before I dive into my short discussion, I'd like to express my extreme gratitude to each of you in this room. Getting up early on your Saturday to talk about this daunting topic is truly commendable and quite inspiring. Our generation is going to be left with a huge financial and emotional burden if we don't do something soon, so I'm really happy to see all of you here today. Today, I will be discussing my personal relationship with Alzheimer's disease and how I've learned to grow, strive, thrive, and cope with this horrible, horrible illness. As you've heard throughout this morning, this disease has tremendous multiplier effects on as it goes to the children, their partners, the family, the healthcare providers, personal support workers, etc. And ultimately, this disease will have a tremendous effect on everyone in this room. As with many people who aren't in this community, I thought this disease only affected people in their 70s or 80s or older. And I thought it was just something to do with missing car keys or forgetting birthdays or, mismatched shoes. But unfortunately, as you all have probably seen, it can be much uglier than that. Alzheimer's disease has been in my life for over 15 years. My grandfather was diagnosed in 2000, and as a carpenter during his working years, he spent his time with the disease measuring and remeasuring door frames, table heights, etc. He was happy throughout the diagnosis and the disease. He passed about 5 years after, and it seemed almost normal. I was in high school, but he was in his late 70s. It was almost normal. Jane Carolyn Butler was born in the UK in the mid-1950s, a hilarious actress and a minimally talented singer, but she'd probably hate me for saying that. She was certified Mensa and a Harvard graduate. She came to Canada to better her career and start a family, and she was successful in both. When I was growing up, my mom was my biggest fan. She supported me in everything I did. She threw spectacular birthday parties. She really wanted her kids to be truly happy. As you can see here, I'm super happy in all of these pictures, even though I'm not. Anyway, she wanted her kids to be productive and engaged members of the community, as she was. When I was 19 and my sister was 14, we got the life-changing news. Jane was diagnosed with early onset or young onset dementia. At that time, we knew how it would end. Unfortunately, we'd seen my grandfather pass 3 years prior. The first summer after her diagnosis, she combated a terrible, terrible bout of depression. And to be honest, I don't blame her. She knew where this was going, and it was really heartbreaking. She knew that she would lose her autonomy, and she didn't want us to go through that. Looking back, I don't really blame her, obviously. She was strong and independent, and it was heartbreaking. I do really blame myself, though, for not spending that lucid summer talking to her as much as I could have. Our relationship has changed dramatically over the last 8 years. This is her quite recently, including the day she was admitted into the Belmont House, which was pretty heartbreaking. There isn't a day I still wish I had a mother, someone who could help me make career decisions. I even get jealous when I look at friends' phones and I see a text coming in from the word mom. Now the tables have turned. She needs me more than ever. Alongside my sister, we've been put into the position of her mother. We would feed her, put her to bed, dress her, even take care of the washroom. She's now in a fantastic long-term care facility and is treated with the utmost dignity and respect. She has developed Parkinson's recently and spends her days in a wheelchair. She has severe muscle atrophy in her neck and is incapable of feeding herself. She is unable to communicate or recognize anyone, but on a good day, she smiles when she hears Mamma Mia on her iPod thanks to Sabrina and the iPod Project. The effect this disease has had on our lives is immeasurable. The effect this disease has on any family, especially those affected by early onset, is life-altering. We felt complete isolation in the beginning, but over the years, and through the support of the Alzheimer's Society of Toronto, that isolation has begun to fade. As family caregivers, we tend to approach things irrationally. We don't always know the best coping tips. But we just continue down a path that might seem like the right way for a few days before ultimately changing courses entirely. There are many elements of caregiving I didn't believe I could be close to qualified for. Showering, diapers, feeding, but as my mom always said, it's mind over matter. You continue to push forward because that's what she would have done. In my mind, this disease requires a strong support system and cannot be faced alone. One of the key elements to my own healing has been the ability to give back. Getting involved with the Alzheimer's community has changed my life dramatically. 6 years ago, overwhelmed by my own situation, I co-founded Memory Ball, which I'm tremendously proud of. Memory Ball is an organization started by 6 young women who have, in the last 6 years, raised over $300,000 for the Alzheimer's Society of Toronto. We've also sold out the event every year. It's really fun if you guys like to dance and have open bar and have a great time. April 1, 2017, just saying. My isolation has now faded. I've met other young families that are going through this horrible illness and shared tremendous stories. We all have our own tips and tricks, and I mean, I know the power of music, so do your best to block out your Justin Bieber phase if you can, because it will come back to haunt you. So this is my awesome and gorgeous team. Some of them are here today, so I love them. So last year we raised $115,000, our biggest one-year total ever, and had 550 guests at Palais Royale. It was amazing, and that money has gone right into the hands of people that need it the most, the Alzheimer's Society of Toronto, and they've developed amazing programs, including the Young Caregivers Meetup, to get young people engaged and content and, as best possible, face this disease together rather than alone. Through Memory Ball, I've put together a few marketing and event-like media, and this one really sums up my situation in the best way possible. We do night of videos every year, and this one kind of just speaks to the current situation.
Hi, my name is Shauna.
Katie.
Hi, my name is Claire.
My name is Catherine.
My name is Emma McKay.
Carolyn, and I am 26 years old.
I'm 24.
28 years old.
22 years old.
I'm 26 years old.
I am 21 years old.
If I could do whatever I want with my time, I would spontaneously travel whenever, wherever, travel the world.
With my time, I would read more, try and get a little bit more knowledgeable. I would go see live shows of some kind, be cultured.
I would probably pack up and move away to a foreign country, and I don't know, I'd just spend more time with friends.
If I could do anything in my spare time, I would probably be on exchange right now, traveling all throughout Europe and seeing the history of my family and where I come from.
I would like to learn how to rock climb, and I would like to go camping with my dog.
If I could do anything with my time, I think that I would go do a master's in Europe. I'd love to travel the world one day, and I want to learn French.
I spend a lot of time at home. I hang out with my family a lot.
I prepare meals for him. I make sure he takes his medication. I help him get dressed in the morning and help him with his bedtime routine.
I take care of him. I sit with him. I watch TV with him, help him prepare his meals, make sure he's safe.
Prepare medications at the beginning of every week. I help with bathroom routines, brushing teeth, showering, brushing hair.
I worry about her a lot. I worry that she is taken care of, that people love her, that people treat her properly.
I kind of have turned into a personal stylist. I pick out her outfits every morning. I'll put her to bed and put her pajamas on every night. Bathe her, brush her teeth, help cook dinner, make sure her food is cut up and she can eat it properly.
No, I am not a personal support care worker. I actually went to school for business.
I just graduated with my master's and I'm working at a really cool tech startup right now.
I went to school for film and television production.
I work in property management and went to school for environmental science.
I graduated from McGill University in June, and right now I work in public affairs.
Well, I'm currently enrolled at Ryerson University, but I'm also a caregiver.
I'm also a caregiver.
But I'm also a caregiver.
But I'm also a caregiver.
But I'm also a caregiver. I've been caring for my dad, Murray, since I was 17. He has early onset Alzheimer's.
I've been caring for my mom, Jane, since she was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease when I was 19 years old.
I've been caring for my dad, Stuart, since I was 17 years old. He has early onset Alzheimer's.
I've been caring for my mom, Pat, who's living with early onset Alzheimer's since I was around 21 years old.
I've been caring for my mom, Jane, since I was 14 years old when she was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease.
But I'm also a caregiver and a daughter. I've been taking care of my mom, Roseanne, since I was 17 years old, and that's when she was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease, and she was 51.
My brilliant friend Kath did that video. And in the efforts of saving time, we are going to continue. These are all of my awesome social channels who my marketing director over there would love it if you all followed us. We do a lot of work for Alzheimer's in Toronto, and we're always looking for extra hands and anything we can do. Great party, great initiative, young people getting involved, and we'd love your support. So thank you very much.